Hello, this is Morteza Kordi, and in this tutorial, we are going to create another function or method named as operatorTapped, so that whenever the user taps on the operator, something happens. We are going to see the results here. Let's go inside this calculator class, and after the ending curly brace of this numberIsTapped function, we are going to say private void, and the name is going to be operatorIsTapped. Operator is tapped, and then put a pair of parentheses. So we are going to create a parameter for this function because we want to pass the operator that is actually tapped to this function whenever each method or any function or a switch statement calls this function or method. We are going to pass the operator that is tapped to this method. So we are going to say operator, and the name is going to be tapped operator, and we are going to open and close this method by using these curly braces. And first of all, we are going to create an if statement inside this operatorIsTapped method. So we are going to say if current operator is not equal to null, and then we are going to open and close this if statement by using these curly braces. The reason that we created this if statement is that, so for example, let me show you the emulator. For example, there is nothing here and the user actually presses on this plus operator. We don't want anything to happen because the current operator is null. Okay, so in that case, we are creating an if statement. We are saying that if the current operator is not null, okay, and we are going to create another if statement if. We can actually create an AND logical operator here. So we have if current operator is not equal to null and current number is not equal to an empty string. So this means that there is a number on this screen, on the text view, and we want to actually do some operation on it. So first we are checking that if the current operator is not equal to null and the current number is not equal to an empty string, then we can go inside the if statement and say string number at right, assignment operator, current number, semicolon. So here we are saying that the number that is actually at the right hand side of the operator is going to be the current number. So we are assigning the current number to the string number at right. So let me show you the emulator. So let me show you this calculator app. And here, for example, we have number 5. Number 5 is the current operator. And we press on this multiplication operator and we press on the number 6. So number 6 is the current operator, right? And we also want this number 6 that is actually at the right hand side of this multiplication operator to be the current number. So we are saying that current number, that is actually the number 6, it is the string number at right. Okay, so that's why we are assigning the current number to the string number at right variable, because this is how it is actually implemented. Let me click on clear button again. Let me explain again. We have number 2. This is the number at left, and it is also the current number. And we press on for example, the plus operator. Now, I want to press on the number 3. Number 3 is the current number, right? So it is also going to be the number at the right hand side of the operator, of the plus operator. So we are saying that the current number to be assigned to the string number at right. Okay? So that's how it is implemented. So now that the current number is assigned to the string number at right, we are going to say current number assignment operator, 2 quotes, semicolon. So now we are going to empty this current number variable because the value of the current number is already assigned to the string number at right variable. We don't need it anymore. We are going to actually empty this variable, this current number variable, so that we can actually do something else with it later. Let's go back to our function, this method, operatorIsTapped method. Now, to create a switch statement here in order to switch between the values of the current operator. So we are going to say switch, And here I'm going to just put current operator here, current operator, open and close this switch statement by using these curly braces. So we already provided limited values for the operator, for the current operator, because the current operator is of type operator that we created ourselves inside our class. So we can say case, and then we have the value plus case. If the current operator, if the value of the current operator is plus, break. So let me show you the emulator. We have, we have this subtract operator. So case, if the value of the current operator is subtract, colon, break, and if the value of the current operator is, for example, multiplication operator, so case, multiply, break, and we have this one, the divide operator, case, divide, break, and finally we have this equal operator. So here we say case, equal, colon, break. Okay, so now, for now, I don't want you to just think about this equal operator and how this functions. Let's actually delete this case equal for now. I'm gonna talk more about this later. For now, let's just focus on the main operators, the plus operator, subtract, multiply, and the divide operators. So now what happens when the user taps on the plus operator? Let's see. They created a variable of type integer named as calculations result. It is of type integer, assignment operator. So we are going to say integer, the class integer, dot parse int, and we need to pass a string value to this method parse int in order to convert it to an integer value. So we have string number at left plus, so let me create a new line, integer dot parse int, string number at right. We are going to add the value of the string number at left to the value that is actually at the right hand side of the operator, string number at right. And the result is going to be assigned to this calculations result variable. Break. We have this break statement. Now let's see what happens when the user taps on the subtract operator. Here we are going to say calculations result, assignment operator, integer dot parse int, string number at left minus integer dot parse int, string number at right, semicolon. So break. Now let's see what happens when the user taps on the multiplication operator. So again, calculations result, assignment operator, integer dot parse int, string number at left, multiplied by integer dot parse int, string number at right, semicolon. And finally, we have this divide operator. So calculations result, assignment operator, integer dot parse int, string number at left, divided by integer dot parse int, string number at right, semicolon. So now after the ending curly brace of this switch statement here, I'm going to say that string number at left, assignment operator, string dot value of calculations result, semicolon. So we are going to convert the calculations result to a string value, and we are going to assign it to the string number at left variable. Why? Let me show you why. Let me show you the emulator. So now, here it is our emulator, right? And here, for example, we have number 5. number 5 multiplied by 2. Okay, and now I am going to, for example, say plus. As you can see, the number 5 multiplied by 2, the result is 10, right? So we have number 10 here. And here you can see, take a look at this text view here at the top. It says 10 plus. When we said number 5 multiplied by 2, I didn't press on this equal button here. I pressed on this plus operator. So the number 5 multiplied by 2 operation is executed, and the result, which is going to be number 10, is assigned to the string number at left variable. Now the result, which is this number 10, is at the left hand side of this plus operator. Okay, now number 10 is string number at left, and that's why you can see here we assigned this calculations result to this string number at left variable. Okay, now it says 10 plus because we pressed on the plus operator. So now, so if it's actually a little bit confusing, that's okay. But if you do not understand it, please make sure to watch this part of the video over and over again so that it completely makes sense. So after this line of code here, I can say txt results dot set text string number at left, string number at left, because now this string number at left is the result, and that's why you can see here the number 10, which is going to be the string number at left, is the result here. We are going to display this value to the user. Okay, so now what happens if this if statement that we created here fails, this if current operator is not equal to null? What happens if the current operator is actually null? Okay, if the current operator is null, then something else should happen. This if statement is not going to be executed if the current operator is actually null. So in that case, we are going to create an if statement here. Okay, this is the ending curly brace of our if statement. You can see that here. So when I click on this, the ending curly brace is going to show me that where this ending curly brace belongs to. So after this ending curly brace, I'm going to say else. Else means that if this above part of the code, if this part of the code, if current operator is actually null, then we are going to execute this else statement. We are going to say that string number at left is actually the current number, semicolon. So if the user presses on a number, the current number is going to be assigned to this string number at left variable. Okay, if the current operator is actually null. If there is nothing on the screen, let me show you the emulator. Let me click on this clear. So now the current operator is null, okay? And when I press on this number, for example, number 5 is the current number. The current number is now going to be the string number at left. It is going to be assigned to this string number at left variable, okay? And we are going to say current number, assignment operator, 2 quotes, so that it is now completely emptied, and then we can actually use it later. And here, after this else statement, here we can see that this is the ending curly brace of our method operator is tapped. We are going to say that the current operator is going to be the tapped operator, semicolon. So now at the end of the method, we are going to say that the tapped operator is going to be assigned to the current operator. Whether this if statement here or this else statement is executed, it doesn't really matter. When this function operator is tapped is called, the tapped operator is going to be the current operator. It is going to be assigned to the current operator. So for example, let me show you the emulator. We have number 4 multiplied by 3, okay? And I'm going to say that plus, so now the plus operator is going to be the current operator, 1 multiplied. So now we can see that the multiplication operator is now going to be the current operator. So that's why we put this line of code here, in order to specify what is going to be the current operator every time the user presses on the specific operator on our calculator application. So now our function, our operator is tapped function is complete. Now we need to call this function from somewhere else. And you know where we want to actually call it. We want to call it from these case statements, and we have some operators here. So for example, case r.id.btn plus, right? We are going to say operator is tapped. So what is so now we need to pass the operator. We already know that the btn plus is tapped. So we are going to say operator, we are going to refer to our enum that we created, this type, dot plus. Okay, and we also have the subtract operator. So case r.id.btn subtract, we are going to say operator is tapped. So I think there is a typo in the name of our enum. So let me scroll to the top. You can see that yes, there is a typo here, operator. So here we need to change the type of our instance variable, the type of this current operator, to operator. We need to actually delete this typo here, and we need to scroll down here. We also need to choose the right name for this operator here. And for this btn subtract, we're going to say operator dot subtract. And let's scroll down here. So here for this, for the name of the parameter of this operator is tapped function, we need to write the right name operator. Okay, so now the problem is solved. Let's scroll to the top here. You can see that for this btn plus, we called operator is tapped, operator dot plus, and for this btn subtract, operator dot subtract. And we also have this btn multiply. So we're going to say operator is tapped, operator is tapped, and we are going to say operator dot multiply. And finally, we have this btn divide, operator is tapped, operator dot divide. So that's it. So now it's time to run our application. Let me show you the emulator. So here, for example, we have number 5 multiplied by number 3, and let me click on this number, this plus operator. So now you can see the result here. Number 5 multiplied by 3 is 15. And we clicked on this plus operator, plus 3 minus, so 18. 15 plus 3 is 18. And we clicked on this minus operator, 1 divided by. So here you can see this number 17 here. So it works fine. It works perfect. So now we are going to do something so that the text view here at the top is going to show some calculations that actually occur here, so that we can see what number is multiplied with another number and how the calculations work. So we're going to do that in the next tutorial. Thank you very much for watching. And if you have any questions, please post the discussion in the course, and then I'll do my best to answer all of your questions. And I'll see you in the next tutorial.